As we proceed with our understanding of the play Hedda Gabler and consider and look deep into the character and role of Eilert Lovborg, George Tesman's opponent and competitor, it may be important for the students to bear the following questions in mind. First, explore the ways in which Ibsen makes Lovborg such an important character. Second, explore the ways in which Ibsen makes the relationship between Hedda, Thea, and Lovberg dramatically significant. Third, explore Ibsen's portrayal of power through the behavior of his characters. Support your ideas with details from the play. Fourth, explore how Ibsen creates a vivid picture of social expectations and pressures. Fifth, it's all about control. How far do you agree with this description of the play? Explore Ibsen's portrayal of the role of jealousy in this play. Now, looking at Lovberg's character, we see him and understand his character as he is depicted to be an intellectual genius. He appears as a persona who upholds the 19th century drive for academic brilliance, new publications, and new ideas. A competitor to George Tesman for his appointment to professorship, the emergence of Loveberg arouses the theme of academic jealousy, competition, and duplicity. Loveberg's economic gains following his publication pose a subtle threat to Tesman and his marriage to Hedda. While Tesman's fulfillments of his marital commitment depend on a better economic status, Loveberg's achievements pose the question about how far they might be instrumental in impacting the future. Committed primarily to the cause of academic contributions, Loveberg is a single man whose past history reflects a certain amount of dubiousness. Even before he enters upon the scene, Aunt Julia makes a reference to his new book and the uproar it had created in the town. The focus shifts on to Loveberg's book as he enters upon the scene. He seems to take little pride in his work, saying that he put nothing into the book what everyone would agree with. Tesman shows surprise at hearing Loveberg's response concerning his new book, which deals with the future. Tesman's remark, "With the future? But good heavens, we know nothing of the future," is significant, and it strikes an anticipatory note, arousing the anticipations of the readers and the audience concerning the future of the speakers themselves. Tesman's surprise that he should never have thought of writing anything of that sort, and Hedda's response, I dare say not, is a subtle acknowledgement of the rare and unique talent of Loveberg, which puts Tesman at guard. Loveberg's genius evidently threatens Tesman. There is a subtle display of social, economic, professional, and emotional pressures that no individual is without shackles. The kind of threat experienced by Tesman exemplifies the idea of power exerted by one individual upon another, which seems to be mostly of the negative kind. As the readers and the audience learn that Loveberg's new book relates to the future of civilization, they are alarmed to hear Tesman's response that who knows anything about the future? We begin to wonder, do the characters themselves have any idea about their future lives? How are their lives going to be connected? What is going to be the outcome of their own lives? A note of dramatic irony is struck, as the audience knows much more than the speakers themselves. As before the arrival of Eilert Lovborg, the audience has ample idea about the relationship that exists between Hedda Gabler and Tesman, and how the scenario is going to change with the arrival of Eilert Lovborg is a matter of mystery and anticipation for the readers and the audience. Contrary to Tesman's fears and anxiety, Loveberg displays the saving grace of being generous and magnanimous as he admits that he has no intention to stand in the way of Tesman's professorship. The plot continues to thicken as Loveberg confides in Tesman that he is not going to compete for the appointment to the professorship and would rather postpone the delivery of the course of his lectures in the coming autumn. Loveberg insists that he was only concerned about a moral victory. Tesman is ecstatic at hearing that, but Hedda is curt and rather indifferent. Tesman's words, Eilert Lovborg is not going to stand in our way, resound the secret threat Loveberg upheld for Tesman. So in that respect, Loveberg was a threat to the relationship between Hedda and Tesman. Had circumstances thus convened that Loveberg had not come back into the life of Hedda, perhaps the outcome would have been different for all. Hedda's words, as she looks at Tesman with a cold smile, you stand there looking as if you were thunderstruck, reveal how threatened Tesman felt by Loveberg. And Hedda's response shows her sarcastic attitude towards Tesman's response. On the contrary, for Tesman, it seems a matter of life and death as to what Loveberg decides, as Tesman's present and future depended on whether or not Loveberg would be his competitor. His confession before Hedda, now that the weight has been taken off my mind, underscores the professional jealousies present as undercurrents in the social milieu. However, it is ironic that although Loveberg desires not to be the competitor, but it is predetermined that he shall be, in ways more than Tesman can think of or imagine. What does Ibsen project through the character and persona of Loveberg? What is his importance in the larger perspective? What does the dramatist seek to present through his persona? He is certainly a source of envy for Tesman, who admits that he was jealous of Loveberg's academic and scholarly achievements and that he himself could have never written a book like Loveberg's. However, unfortunately, the man who was aspiring to write a book on the future of civilization, himself being unaware of his own future, becomes a tragic target of a multiple of factors which lead to his tragedy.